Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking on my adventurous time working in Seattle. Not the job that I was working at, but more so just the environment of Seattle. I'm pretty sure in the last episode, you guys remember me talking. I got to throw my phone behind me because notifications can be distracting. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying something, but then my phone went off, and then I'm like, I need to start remembering to do that, keeping my phone behind me so it won't distract me. But anyways, I'm overall going to be talking about my time working in Seattle. I worked in Seattle for 4 years, and I can tell you, pretty much, I remember everything vividly from the first day I worked out there all the way to the last day I worked out there. But, I was working at this cafe job. It was across the street from that Nordstrom. So, across the street from Nordstrom, so in that area. And it was cool. There's a lot of different stores that you can go to in that area. They had the Nike store right up the street, Nordstrom's right across the street. And then I worked in a cafe, so food was straight. I was straight on the food part. So what else was there? Oh, but let me just tell y'all, I'm just going to start from the beginning of, when I very first started working out there all the way up until the last day. So first few days, first few weeks maybe I was working out there. I needed my GPS to get me to my job because my job, it was in a very, very confusing spot. So the address, it would take you to the street, but it wouldn't point out the building. So it wouldn't go directly to the building. It would just go down the street that it was on. And so it was you'd be looking around well, dang, in the building that I worked at was kind of hidden and stuff. So it's if you drive in fast, down the road or something, you gonna miss it unless you're I don't know, it's probably best to have somebody out there waiting for you if you're gonna be going somewhere and the buildings are because a lot of those buildings are kind of close quartered unless it's a much more bigger building or something. But anyways, it was I needed a GPS when I started working out there, so I was using that for the longest. But then eventually, by the time and even now, I still know places. I know, and it's been a while actually since I've been to Seattle. I did take a little mini drive out there with my family, but for the most part, I was last time I've been out there is actually in March, to actually walk around and do stuff. Yeah, that was in March. So after that, because of COVID and stuff, but I still remember all the places and stores and all of that. So it's not it's a big dramatic, but that's one thing for sure is that there are stores and places that will shut down on you and close. So you might see a store, you all dang, I'm gonna go in that store one day because there was a clothing store I was I wanted to go into. Next thing you know, and that's the next part that I wanted to talk on, construction. There is so much construction going on in downtown, even during COVID. There's still construction. There's still people doing things out there. I'm oh my God, there's never a day where the construction is going to be done and over with, because I feel when one building gets put up or when one building gets worked on, another building is getting, so it's the amount of time they go around Seattle and be working on buildings, trying to renovate them and add new things and do new things. Some new stuff done came out, some new technology or new whatever done came out. So now they got to go all the way from the start. That's honestly, it's just the circle of life when it comes to construction in Seattle. There's never a day where there ain't gonna be no construction going on. The day when construction stops in Seattle, the world is ending. But nah, there's just so much construction going on. There's construction. That was actually funny. There was so much construction was going on that my dad was actually working in the same building because he's a construction worker and he was working in the same building that I worked in. So yeah, I was hooking him up. I'm like, that's my dad. Like, this man gave me rides at school. I'm like, of course I gotta hook him up with some free food and things and all of that. But anyways, but yeah, I was like, I thought that was pretty cool. But because yeah, me and my family, we actually, well, it was because my dad, because him being a construction worker, there's like construction going on all over the place. So one day he's working in Seattle, next day he's working in Tacoma, next day he's working in wherever and stuff. So, but so much as my sister and my mom, my sister, she was working in Seattle for a little bit, and then my mom, she's actually the one that's worked in Seattle the longest out of all of us. And yeah, and even like asking her, it's like there's a lot of buildings and places that change, because even the building that I worked in, it was even like that building. Like when I started working there, it was there wasn't even really a name for it. Like it was just known as like the Nordstrom building, like a corporate building, and like that Amazon worked in there. And that's one thing, like, any building that you're going to, Amazon has a floor. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm telling you, because so there's a Macy's. For those that, if you're like a Seattle veteran, and let's say you hadn't been to Seattle for a while, I'm gonna break some sad news for you. But Macy's is no longer that like area where I said like that Macy's down the street from Nordstrom's. That Macy's is no longer. They closed. They closed down that Macy's. I think there's like Macy's had filed like bankrupt. Like they pretty much, I think they went bankrupt or some stuff like that. But yeah, Amazon ended up buying out that building, and so it ended up becoming an Amazon building. But at my building, Amazon worked there. I think even at the other buildings that because there's like 3 different locations. I think the one location that was just strictly Nordstrom's, but I think the other location there were some like Amazon floors on there. But yeah, Amazon is literally everywhere. Like, you can't go somewhere and there wasn't no Amazon affiliated or an actual Amazon building. So there was always something that had to do with Amazon in Seattle. So I was like, bruh, Amazon, y'all doing too much. But anyways, but for the most part, yeah, it was chill. Like, there were like maybe a few incidents with just dealing with crazy people. I remember there was this like drunk dude. He was like drinking like on the street and stuff, and I'm waiting for my bus, and he just like kind of like turned and looked over at me. So I just put my stuff in my pocket and because I have like zip up pockets. So I'm like, okay, like zip up the pockets. All right. So I'm like, if something happens, I'm prepared for a fight. But I'm like, yo, this dude's drunk. So I'm like, it can't be like an actual legitimate fight. I feel like that's not a fair fight. So he just kind of stood there and looked at me, and so I'm kind of just looking at him. I'm like, what? Like, what are you like staring at? And then he just walks off and things. And then the part that I knew he was drunk was when he got to the crosswalk, and the thing went for it, like, turned into the white walking man. Like, I don't know what to call it, but pretty much it was okay for him to walk. He was standing there while that thing was letting him walk. There wasn't no cars coming. There was nothing in front of him. He had a clear path to cross the street. He waited until that thing went to don't walk, and then that's when he decided to start walking. I'm like, yo, what alcohol are you drinking to where you can't tell that? Like, I don't understand it. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, yo, I've had alcohol in my system, but I know the difference between walking and not walking. Like, bro, that didn't make any sense to me when I seen that. But anyways, yeah, but there is that. I remember I got yelled at for wearing a Seahawks jersey by some crazy homeless guy. What else? He cussed me out, actually. I was just all like, bro, this is Seattle. Of course you're going to see somebody wearing a Seahawks jersey. But that's one thing for sure. Like, if it wasn't for COVID and there's like a Seahawks game coming on or something, oh, you're gonna definitely, especially working downtown, like if it was like a Seahawks game coming on a like Monday or a Thursday, you would definitely see just like a handful of because the stadiums, you could like walk to the stadiums, But from where I seen people, people was like, so there was the pier, and then there was this Target. There was a Target there, like right by the pier, and people, I would see people walking from there when they could very well catch any of the buses, because literally every bus goes like in that area and stuff. So it's like you can at least get like somewhat closer, but no, there would be people like walking to the stadiums from that Target. And if you guys like know where that Target is at that I'm talking, it's like right at like next to Pike Place Market or down the street from Pike Place Market. They're walking from there all the way to the stadiums, and the stadiums is like by the freeways and stuff, which is blocks away, like probably a good like mile and a half away. So you're gonna be walking some distance when you go into them stadiums and stuff. So I'm like, man, y'all are some troopers. I guess I don't know if I was like if I've been doing that, I definitely had me like a big bottle of Fiji water or something, because I'm like, yo, we ain't gonna survive this walk. But nah, it was chill though. It's always cool seeing some Seahawks fans. You know, their Seahawks fans are very friendly. I don't, because when I like talking like outside of working in Seattle, I guess you know, just maybe I should have titled this like being in Seattle, or not even, because I don't live in Seattle. I live outside of Seattle. So if I did live in Seattle, then I probably would have called this episode "Living in Seattle" and then talked about all my adventurous stuff. But talking something outside of working. But no, I had went to a Seahawks game for the first time in 2013, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But there was all of the Seahawks fans was like, man, that's an environment that it's dope. It's dope to be in that environment and stuff. So there's this. I remember there's this drunk lady. She would always turn around and tell me I gotta like scream with the crowd. There was at times when the crowd wasn't even screaming. Like she was literally just turning around, just trying to start conversation and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know you, but you seem like a nice person. But I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to watch the game. I'm not really a type of person that yells or screams. Like I remember even when I went to a couple of wrestling events when WWE came out here, and I was like, I'm not that type of person. I just mainly just watch and take pictures and stuff. Like that's all I came out here for. So anyways, but yeah, she turned around constantly be like telling me to yell or do something. I'm like, I'm not here for all of that. But then when they scored, I was like, it got to the point where it was like she started so many conversations with me that pretty much like everybody that she was there with, they all turned around and looked at me and was high-fiving me and stuff. I'm high-fiving people I don't even know. And I'm like, who are you guys? Like, what's happening right now? I'm like, this is so crazy. But anyways, but yeah, and then that's another thing, like talking on like living outside of Seattle. There's a lot of people that live, like you would think like everybody that lives in Seattle works in Seattle, but there's people that I know that live in Seattle and they work outside of Seattle. What did I say? So they live in Seattle, but yeah, okay, so and they work outside. Okay, so I said it right the first time. But anyways, and then there's people that live outside of Seattle and they work in Seattle. So yeah, and there's people coming in from all over. So don't think Seattle is a quiet, or because there's the crazy homeless people and the crazy drug addicts, and then there's like the business workers, and then there's people like your average person like myself. There's a lot of different people that you're gonna come across, and then tourists. Oh my God, bro. Man, do you know how many times I've been stopped? Oh, and speaking of being stopped, like there's two different types of people. No, there's three different types of people that'll stop you. The homeless people, which I don't mind. Then there's the tourist people that don't speak English, and then they're expecting me to tell them, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, I understand you're trying to speak English, but I don't understand it. I'm sorry. Like I just want to. That's why I'm like, when tourists, like when they ask me like, oh, where is this place at? I'm like, hey, I'm new out here. I'm not. I'm just as confused as you. Like I only know 2 locations, so I'm like I don't know. I'm like I just moved out here like a couple of days ago. That's my story. That's what I'm sticking with. But and then there's the animal activist people. Oh my God, those animal activist people, they will try their hardest to persuade you. They will be giving off some award-winning acting, knowing that they do not care about none of that stuff. It's funny because I'm like, I feel like if I followed any of these guys that be these animal. Oh, and then there's the dudes trying to promote their mixtape. They always stand in, like, at least I've noticed them, they stand in front of the Nordstrom's building because there that sidewalk can get pretty busy and things. So there's the mixtape guys, the animal activist guys, the tourist people, and then the homeless people. Maybe sometimes you come across a drug addict, but half the time they hide. They don't even know what's going on right now. So, but anyways, the animal activist people, I am telling you, there. So it was funny because there was the one day where I had got me a PlayStation VR headset. And if you guys don't know, PlayStation VR headset, it's not something that comes in a small box. If it did, it would have been in my backpack. But anyways, no, it's in this big box. So I had to like carry this box like everywhere. That's one thing that I really just don't like about it. And that's why I'm like, I would definitely recommend like people get you a big backpack, because I'm able to fit shoes, clothes, literally I can fit a backpack inside of a backpack. That's the type of backpack that you need. So I'm like, yeah, get you a backpack, get you a shoebox. See if the shoebox, I'm in like a big like shoebox, kind of like get you like a pair of Jordans or something, like get you some like Air Jordan 1s, get like some like mid like Air Jordan 1s, like the cheapest ones you can find. See if that box can fit in the backpack, and if it could, you got a big enough backpack. So but there's at times you are going to get something that's not going to, it's not going to fit in the backpack, which was the PlayStation VR headset. But anyways, I'm walking to my mom's job to meet up with her so we can like catch the bus and go home and stuff. So anyways, I'm walking, and this animal activist lady, they always like to like get in front of you and start to waving and stuff. So I take my headphones off because I'm like, why did I do that? I like, that's why I'm like, every time when they would ask, I just be like, oh, I'm late, I gotta go somewhere and things, like I can't really talk right now. And so, or I'll just cross the street. But anyways, this one, she caught me up. So she's like giving me the whole like sob story about like donating and things. $20, man, they want me to donate $20. I'm like, do you not understand? Like, people don't just be having $20 to just give to some random person on the sidewalk. I'm sorry, but I'm like, that's just not me. You guys gonna have to contact some rich looking people. I'm like, obviously I'm not rich right now if I just bought this PlayStation VR headset. So I'm like, no, I'm not in the market right now. I've retired for the day of spending money. So I'm like, nah, after that, I was like, I'm done. But yeah, she's giving me this sob story about donating and things. And so I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have $20 on me. And she was just like, oh, we do take card. And I'm just all like, I don't have the money. I don't. And then it was funny because she looked down at my PlayStation VR headset and then looked back at me and was all like, oh, have a nice day. I'm like, yeah, you obviously see that I just spent all my money on this. I'm like, don't ask for, like, if you see people with big bags and stuff and you trying to ask them for money or ask them to donate to some animals I'm never going to see or meet, then don't ask them for nothing. Just leave them alone. Let them be. But anyways, and then the mixtape people, I would cross. It's probably best to just always listen to your music and then just, try to run past them or do like some like Marshawn Lynch type stuff. If we're gonna be talking Seattle, just act like that you are like inches away from the goal, and you just got run through everybody and stuff and score that touchdown. That's how you gotta do things sometimes. And then of course, there's people that be walking slow. That was like, man, I'm a fast walker, so I don't really like when people are walking slow in front of me, but there's people that'll do that, and I'm all like, why are you walking slow? I know you have to be late for something, like a doctor's appointment, work, freaking picking up the kids, like, please just walk faster. Like, please don't walk slow in front of me. But yeah, there's a wide variety of different people out there. Then the crazy people. This was actually probably one of the craziest things that happened very close to my job. There was actually a couple of crazy things that happened close to my job. But there was a stabbing that had happened at one of the locations that I worked at. There was because the cafe that I worked for was in like some partnership thing with Nordstrom's. So there would be like a lot of just people in that area and stuff, like Nordstrom or just shoppers or whatever. But anyways, a crazy person managed his way over there. And he actually stabbed, I think they said it was the security guard that worked at the front area. So I was like, wow. And then at that point, they started having cops there. They started having some cops standing out in front of the Nordstrom building. So I was like, yeah, I'm like, you have to. After something like that, I'm like, you have to. So, Yeah, there were some cops there, and then what else? Oh, then there was a shooting that had happened. And I was like, that was probably one of the craziest stories to happen like that close by. You know, you always would hear like some stuff will go down, but not like so close and things. But I was already at home when that shooting had happened. But the crazy part about it is that at my job, there would be days where they would like to have like these long meetings and stuff. And so you're sitting off up in there for like until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's getting all dark and stuff. And I'm like, bro, that was one thing I didn't like. I'm like, yo, y'all gonna have to chill with these meetings because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to go home and stuff. Like, I'm a YouTuber, I gotta make videos. But anyways, but no, there was yeah, it was like 2 shootings that day. It was this I guess it was this guy was trying to like get away from some cops, and he shot at them and they shot back. And then there was these two it was like some rival gang members that got into an argument, got to shooting at each other. And they and it was crazy because I actually, no, one of the guys did get shot. One of the guys did get shot, but the other, I think it was like 4 guys in total. And the one, I can't remember what happened to the one, but 2 of them were caught in Vegas. And yeah, I was like, bro, and there was like they shot like I think they shot and killed 2 people that was there. If not, then they shot. And I know that they shot and killed one person. And then a kid had got shot. Some other people got shot. I was like, y'all shot everybody else besides the people you were shooting at. Like, did you guys close your eyes? Like, why would you? I'm like, man, but that area where the shooting had happened at, it's a pretty like crazy, rough looking area and stuff. It's an area where it's all like, hurry up, get out of there. But it was crazy because like even after that, like, but there was because you would think like, oh, okay, I'm like, you're never gonna go in that area again. No, once when like a shooting or a stabbing happens in a certain area, they have like cop cars, cop vans, cops patrolling the area. So it's not like something, if they do something in front of the cops, that person really had something against you, or yeah, they're just really, really crazy. But yeah, after that, yeah, it wasn't no crazy things happening in that area again. I think probably even still they got like some cops there and stuff. There's probably like not even anybody there because of everything that's going on right now. It's probably everybody's just at home chilling. So that's what I've been meaning to do. I've been meaning to do a vlog where I work, not work, but record and stuff, and just show y'all what Seattle looks like right now for those that hadn't been to Seattle in a while. But one of these days, one day I'm gonna do it. But anyway, probably when things clear up a little bit more. But anyways, yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe, and if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And yeah, check out my merch store. Got a lot of merch up right now. Got some merch coming out soon. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.